still coming down here in Green Bay. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Set. 15 lining, 15 lining. Check 37. H3, pat.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
56. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah.
And he'll give it here to his running back.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. From the gun, Franks. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Throwing now is Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Wentz connecting with his tight end, Goddard. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down. On 1st down, Wentz. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the 1st on a gain of 15. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Wentz throwing complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Wentz to throw again. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now
out.
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. And it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why he got knocked away there. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wentz. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
61. Matchbox, right. Ready to go.
Throwing again. Franks. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. 7 76 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they pass.
And that's caught inside the 35. They give him a gain of 37.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 13, Wentz, and down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
81.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And he's going to go down again. Rashawn Gary has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
31 yards there and a first down. Off play action. Franks. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Looking to throw. Franks looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here's Wentz to throw. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him 30 yards there.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
On first down, Franks. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they're a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
Second and 11 at the Eagles' 43-yard line.
56 to Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. And go.
Looking to throw on second down. Franks. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Demario Davis picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 3rd and long. Franks. He's going to loft one. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
At their own 25-yard line.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. And some room to roam now. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
Me and you all day.
Hey, kill. Hey, force, don't kill.
I'm coming after you.
Go. Hey, Lou.
Now this time, Wentz will throw. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jair Alexander. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Let's go, Heavy.
And they give this time to the tailback. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, watch the slide. Set go. Mark 56. Mark 50. Bravo. I got one. Ready.
To throw on 2nd down. Franks. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Back to throw. Franks. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. 56 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. With those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
No.
Check 50. Check 50.
On 1st down, Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Let's go. Great.
They'll go again with Sanders. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run the counter. Benson. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Wentz. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Rashawn Gary racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Now Wentz on third down. And Jeffrey's got him. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
53, Mike 53. Hey, man.
Now Wentz. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Watch the safety creep.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run with Sanders. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Check 53, Mike. Watch the run.
Let's find 7.
Baby shot.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Dean Lowry. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, buddy.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Mike 56. Mike.
Operating from the gun. Franks. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Kevin King with a pick. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the 1st quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have 1 right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Wow, move. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
From the gun, Franks. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
Ram. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Check.
82, 40.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 42 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
218, chop.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Benson. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Wentz now to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go. Mike 56. Mike 56. Let's go, D.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A big play there. 61 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. He gets away from one, and he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Sunday.
To throw, it's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Clark in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And he's taken down. back at his own 7. Rashawn Gary, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
74.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time it yields a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation because now they're going to have to look back, and ultimately that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And despite the cold, despite the snow, this one was fun to watch, and I want to thank you for bringing 2 things, the space heater and the hot chocolate. Those were a big help for us here in the booth.
Yeah, just so you know, in the future, get your own space heater. Okay, I'm an only child. I don't share very often. But this had to bring out, like, the 12-year-old in us, didn't it? I mean, to be able to watch this, and let's face it, when you were that age, you didn't come inside until Mom screamed, "Get inside now, young man," because you wanted to be out there just having a good time, and actually you almost forgot just how cold it was. I'm sure these guys didn't, but they ended up playing just like those 12-year-olds and getting it done.
So for Green Bay, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, 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 yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got